the industry, experts who are involved in some advocacy stuff related to insurance, and just kind of giving them the data and saying, hey, what do you make of this? And sort of synthesizing all of that, synthesizing the data with expert opinions from those who are, intimately familiar with the industry and can just provide some context to help the average driver, the average reader of a story like this, unpack it and realize, okay, what does this mean for me as a U.S. driver, as a U.S. insurance consumer?
So, Nick,
that's kind of what goes into it. And every time it's different. It's not always, the stories I work on aren't always super data heavy. They're sometimes more anecdotal, but it's always kind of the same process, reaching out, getting other folks to weigh in on it, and bringing some of my experience too. I mean, I've been doing this now for almost 10 years.
Okay.
And so, I definitely bring a degree of knowledge and history to whatever the topic is.
Yeah. Where can people find your journalistic aptitude? Where can we find your writings? Is it publicly available, or is it industry-based?
Sure. No, my work is an individual, so I'm a freelance writer. Insurance Quotes is not the only site that I write for. So I aggregate all of my stuff on my own personal website, diulio.com, and then you can also go to insurancequotes.com, and you could type my name into the search bar and see pretty much all of the pieces that I've written over the last almost 10 years for the site. They'd all be on there as well.
And I have to say, I have to thank Gabrielle from at the Rosen Group for the contact, because they get in touch with us, and that's how we get guys like you. So I want to thank them for the contact, because it's always informational and great stuff for the listeners to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm happy to come back and chat with you guys anytime.
We'll keep you on the list, and we'll get you. We'll do that. We will do that again. We'll be back in touch. We'll talk. When you have trends,
hear more from you. That's for sure.
You have all contact information. You can reach out to me if you have something you'd like to get. That you think is pressing. You'd like to get on, and we'll see if we can find you a spot right away.
Excellent.
Okay,
Excellent.
Nick. Well, thank you for the call. We appreciate the information, and let's drive safe out there.
You got it. You too, guys. Thanks a lot.
Take care.
Thanks, bro. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
So long. That was
very informative.
Yes.
Because
DiUlio.
insurance is, let's face it, you got to have it.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's like going to the grocery store or the gas station or whatever. You got to go out and you got to buy your insurance too.
Right.
And let's face it, knowing how it works a little bit is more information, the better.
I'll tell you what, you don't need insurance. We're going to visit a place that, the place does, but you don't always think of it as with insurance. And then we'll come back with a little more Motormouth Radio with Ray and Joe. Keep it where you got it.
Wow, that's like crazy loud music. What are you listening to?
The best music on the radio. Come on, this is the Iron Age.
The what age?
The Iron Age, the show that brings you various types of heavy metal music from all over the spectrum.
Really? I've never heard of it. How do you know so much about it?
I'm the host.
Wait, if you're the host, how you drive in this car and on the radio at the same time?
Come on, don't ask so many questions. The Iron Age with me, Justin Sullivan, delivers the best variety of heavy metal music that you could ever ask for. Only on the Iron Age will you find music as ridiculously heavy as Meshuggah and Oceano, along with chill and relaxing tunes like Tool and Deftones.
Well, that sounds cool and all, but I think I'm just going to listen to something else.
Ooh, I think that's going to be a problem. I think you're going to have to find another ride then.
What?
Whether you're a hot rod or a Camaro chick, the Motormouths will always do the trick. Motormouth Radio, baby.
All right, we went from insurance quotes to Drag City with Ray Guarino, Joe D on Motormouth Radio. Your hosts and friends at 516-572-7440. Joe just poked himself in the schnozola with a headphone.
I don't know. See, you can't let me have it.
That's why you were never the equipment guy in the band.
That's it.
Joe, get that mic stand out of the back of the van.
You never know. Let's face it.
Speaking of equipment,
I was going to say, why are we playing warm weather music already?
Because we're hoping.
Wishful thinking or what?
Yes, we're hoping for the warm weather because that's what we want to do. So let's see if we can warm up everything. And say hi on Automotive Mouths. Strange.
Ray, Joe D, it's Glenn, the car hunter.
Hey, Glenn, what's going on?
Hey, what's going? Listen, I'm about ready to start another revolution.
Okay.
Oh,
number 9. Number 9.
And why is that?
Well, you were talking before about the car show at Tobay Beach, right?
Yes.
I got to tell you something. It drives me crazy that the only people that are going to pay to go in there are going to be the car owners, which is the reason why everybody is going there.
Yeah. Yeah, I follow you. It's free to spectators, which is how they get people in. Yeah.
I mean, it drives me crazy.
Right. Well, that's a topic that's been talked about a lot, Joe, where, the car, you bring your car, which is the draw for the show, and you have to pay. Like, they should be paying you to bring the car is kind of where Glenn's coming from, I think.
As a car owner, I guess I'm just used to, handing people money.
Exactly.
It's just, it's another one. It's like that beginning scene in Married with Children where everybody sits there with their hand out and just hand out money. You're a car owner, you just hand out money. It's the same thing.
So, Glenn, it isn't like this all over the country, is it, Glenn?
Well, I don't have a problem paying if I go to an event like an NSRA event, National Street Light Association, or a Good Guys event that rents out a stadium, has indoor places for vendors, has food courts and places to sit down, and if it's a hot day, you can go inside and it's cool inside, and they bring all the major vendors. I mean, they have to pay. We understand that. They're renting out a venue. I mean, the Titan Stadium in Nashville is going to cost a pretty penny for the weekend.
Sure.
But this is a county beach that's owned by the county of Nassau, and they're not paying anybody to be there. I mean, maybe they have some people. They're mostly volunteers from what I've heard.
Right.
That come out and collect the money at the gate for the cars and, park people in the parking lot. But I don't mind paying something, but for the car owners to come in and take $25 out of their pocket to sit in the parking lot while everybody else comes in for free to come and look at your car.
Is it 25? Do we know that for a fact?
It's either 20 or 25.
Okay.
I know that.
I didn't have that data. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, and they suggest bringing a can of food, too, on top of it, which, that's great to donate food to people who need it. But
yeah.
But to pay to go sit in a parking lot, it would make more sense to drive in my everyday car, park in the parking lot, check out the cars, and then head home without having to get stuck there all day.
You're right, Glenn. And there's something about the whole thing that people are into where they feel that they everybody wants to see their car. You know that your 32 Hupmobile it's the cat's ass. Everybody has to see that car, and you know that when you're there with your duster and you got your chair set up and all your cool crap that you know that everybody just has to see that because you got the best thing in the world. Well, I think that's where the breakdown came, because these guys will pay to let you so that you can see the best thing that I walk right past when I'm at a car show. So, I don't know. Do you follow along with what I'm saying? It's kind of tongue-in-cheek, but, I mean, you go to a large event and you notice people traveling from around the country and you're going there to see some of the best custom-built cars or restored cars, these 100-point restorations down to every last marking on the chassis, and that's something to see. Like, you go to the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals in Chicago, you're going to see a good show when you go there. Oh, yeah.
And you're not walking around a parking lot with nothing else to do, with no bathroom. I mean, the best part of it is when you go to the show and they charge you and there's a porta potty in the middle of the field. I mean, you're like,
right.
Wow, this is great. You guys must have put a lot of expense into this entire thing.
Yeah, you dug that hole really deep there. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, as Ray knows, I'm heading down to Tennessee, and I'll be at the Rod Run down there in Pigeon Forge.
Right.
Which is about a round trip one way, back the other way, probably around 14 miles worth of cars.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And unless you want to go in the convention center and see the show, which isn't, there's an organized show, it's really not the best, but it's only $10 to go in. But everything else out there is just a free-for-all. Just people, no one pays to park their cars, no one pays to get in. And I find at events like that, I think I have more fun and meet more people, and there's more cars there.
Yeah.
Now, I've never been to that event. My daughter has been, as a matter of fact, and told me about it and sent me pictures. And that's what got my wife and I going down to Tennessee ourselves to check out the. We're not going to be there for that event. That's coming up in a couple of weeks, right?
That's actually just coming next weekend.
Next week, okay, yeah.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
But I do know, and from seeing your pictures, of course, on your blog, Car Hunter blog, that's people should check that out. You do put up quite a extensive collection of photos from any place you go, and
it's really cool. You can see, it's almost like being there.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I usually don't bring a car if I go to a big event. Because I'm going to sit there with my car. I'm not going to be able to walk around.
Right.
And it's just easy to walk around and check out the cars. And I'll especially with something like the rod runs, you kind of venture off onto the side streets and the parking lots of the hotels. You find some stuff sitting there. Cause a lot of people go because they just want to get their car out and be a part of it, but they don't necessarily need to be in the spotlight on the front line so people can see the cars.
Right,
so
right.
You find a lot of interesting stuff. And something like that is basically a giant swap meet. Mm-hmm. Everybody's looking to trade, sell, trade up, trade down, project cars on trailers. It's
right.
Well, it's like my Renaissance. I go there and everything else is gone for a couple of days. Yeah,
that's a good idea. Of course, our buddy Bill says that that's why when a guy who's putting on a show needs to have perks to the people who are paying, and
right.
There's a couple of ways of doing that.
Bags,
right,
launch.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah, sure.
Sure. That's
a lot of people don't realize if you contact places like Summit or any of the big parts places that obviously make a lot of money off of us because we're constantly in their catalog, they'll be happy to support a car show and send over some free stuff.
Oh, sure. Yeah, Hemmings, in fact, when I was doing my show years ago, Hemmings was one of the places would do that. How many do you need? They send you bags and all sorts of cool stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great place to get in touch with a lot of car people for them, so it's worth it. I mean, I'm not feeling too happy because I was supposed to be at Coker Tire yesterday for that giant cruise, which is 100% free for everybody.
Wow. Yeah.
And it takes up, there's an area near the stadium, near Coca Tire, and everywhere you look up, every side street. Now they've expanded into the stadium parking lots.
Right.
And there's thousands of cars there. It's becoming one of the largest events, and it was supposed to be a big, well, I'm sure there was, a large swap meet as part of it, too, which is they're starting to move towards that. Plus, you get the tour of Corky Coker's crazy collection in his own personal museum.
Yeah, cool stuff.
And they have a bunch of blend tires for sale, so it's funny. You get there early in the morning, and you're just like settling in, and you see people running around with tires under each arm.
How cool is that, right?
That's like the greatest. Like you see the smile on their face, like, oh man, look what I got.
Me, I'd be hungry for chocolate donuts after I saw that. Where's the vat of milk? Yeah. Well, Glenn, we thank you for sharing that information with us and your views. Of course, that's great. It's something that everybody should be thinking about. And now we got to go because Kim is behind us.
I'd like to song you queued up.
I didn't know.
Did you do that on
yes,
purpose?
I did. See, I didn't see Kim in the window, and it got me scared. So I said, I got to be ready in case she's not here. So I picked the Springsteen song to start her show.
Look at you.
Yeah, there you go.
He's quite the pro, He's gotten the hang of this.
And you know what? I'm going to keep that song. It's an excellent song to start with.
Yes, and you'll have to stay tuned in to Kim's show,
Thunder Road,
to see what I picked to kick off the show. So.
Synergy at its best.
All right, Glenn, we got to run because now we got to really get out of here.
About the time.
Okay, take care, guys.
Thanks for the call, Glenn. So long. All right, with that, Joe.
Did it again. Fried another hour.
And we'll be back next week with Shane from maxleverage.com. That's the
that wrench guy thing.
Right.
Hey, cool.
So stay tuned, and we'll see you more next week. More Motor Mouth Radio. Bye.